Greetings.
You look different, Master.
So as to fit in. I don't want it known that I'm in town.
Why?
I don't want to alarm our prey. Gossip spreads quickly, and if those scoundrels learn we're onto them, they'll flee.
That does make sense.
So what have you found out so far?
I found out where they get their quicksilver from. You were right, it was the monastery.
It was the only logical explanation.
It changed hands on the hill behind the monastery.
Have you been there to have a look around?
Not yet.
Maybe it would be worth a
I'll
time.
go and see.
And have you found out who's...
Someone called Rapita.
Not much, but it's a start. At least it's not a common name. Listen, Henry, I had another thought on the way here. Those counterfeiters have to have a punch dive to make the fake coins.
Yes, of course.
That's sophisticated work. There's a man I know who works at the monastery yard, Master Engraver Jerome of Silesia.
You don't suppose that he's...
No, not that, God forbid. I know him well. He'd never do anything like that. But he runs an engraving workshop, so he might have heard something.
Very well, I'll ask him.
But ask with tact. I don't want him getting offended. And I prefer you not to mention me at all.
I'll try to think of something. That's all.
Take care now.
Yeah! 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 Yeah!
Heyo.
Why are you just sitting around?
Why not? Admiring the view. People just do not appreciate a lovely view these days.
Does the name Rapita ring any bells for you?
Rapota, you say? Rapota.
Look, you little jester. I'm investigating a crime against the king on the direct orders of Sir Radzig. Are you really going to keep pretending you don't know anything?
Hang on! What's all this about a crime against the king? I'm just keeping an eye on things. When a wagon comes in, I make sure nobody robs it. I get a commission for that, that's it.
See? That didn't hurt a bit. Where's Rapita?
I don't know. He's been staying in town lately. He hardly ever shows up here. It seems he's keeping an eye on someone there. I don't know who.
Who comes to fetch them?
I don't know. Some people. They don't speak, just look mean. Take the goods and go.
Bit of friendly advice. You're wasting your time here. Rapita's scarpered and won't be coming back this way anytime soon. You might as well pack up and go home.
What? That bastard owes me a dozen groschen. Damn it! Now what? Ah, well, no use hanging around here anyway. In any case, thanks for the information. I could have been stuck here for weeks.
You'll get one. Hey! All of you, gather here! Run weak at the knees up!
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
God be with you.
How goes the work, Master?
Getting there, getting there. You need something, my boy?
What are you doing here, anyway?
You're in an engraver's shop, my boy. We're engraving, of course.
Yeah, but engraving what? And what's it used for?
Oh, we engrave wood and stone as well as metal. Here in the monastery, it's mostly about decoration.
You've got quite a large workshop, Master. You don't do all the work alone, surely?
I'm usually here with my apprentice, Florian. Of course, by simple observation, you'll note that this is not currently the case, and I'm here alone, which means that either I'm a liar or something out of the ordinary has occurred.
I see. I think.
He shares the fate of the pharaohs for today. The fifth scourge of Egypt did smite him, the plague, or so his message advised me.
Jesus Christ, the plague.
Do remain calm. I'm quite certain the plague from which Florian is suffering wasn't a judgment from on high, or if it was a judgment on excessive drinking. I'm told such an ailment can be of truly biblical proportions.
What's he like, your apprentice, Florian?
I'm afraid that his exuberant youth has taken its toll. He's been acting strangely of late. I fear he has delusions of persecution.
I don't really know what you mean, at all.
Recently, for example, he told me that someone was following him. And the very next day he bought a padlock from the blacksmith and locked up his chest, as though I would ever sneak into it. In any case, why the interest? Are you looking for him?
Something like that.
May I ask why?
We've been friends since childhood. I wanted to see him.
Making friends has been a skill of his from his earliest days. Unlike making anything related to his trade. About your question, you'll find him at home, no doubt feverishly dying. He sleeps in the baker's cellar.
Ah, thank you. Does Florian have any enemies?
A man such as he certainly owes money at every turn, and the parents of local girls are undoubtedly displeased with his attempts to propagate. However, most recently it was that fury from the baths who accosted him in quite a spectacular rage.
A woman from the baths? What did she do?
The harpy nearly tore all Florian's hair out. I don't frequently feel sorry for my ne'er-do-well apprentice, but on that occasion I made an exception.
Do you have any idea why she did it?
She was screaming about some girl, some flighty bathmaid, Esther. I would say that Florian had felt the joys of spring and acted accordingly, although one would have thought they'd be used to that sort of thing at the bathhouse.
Thank you. I'll leave you to your work.
Goodbye.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's going on there?
Well, I never. Hey, you! Halt!
Stop! Here is...
Someone's. You should.
You...
Well.
God watch over you. Good night.
I'd like
Uh-huh.
proper bath.
I'm sure you'll... Good luck, Ben.
I hear you're at odds with apprentice Florian.
At odds? I'll give you at odds. It's that sod's fault they took my Esther. Poor girl. I shudder to think what's become of her.
What exactly happened?
This man came in wanting a bath, and Esther with it. She doesn't normally offer that kind of service, but I didn't see the harm, so I sent her in to him. And suddenly I hear screams. So I run out, and I see the bastard pulling her out of the tent and shoving her into a boat.
I'm sorry they took her, but what exactly has it got to do with Florian?
They shouted at me to tell Florian that when he wises up, he'll get the girl back.
I assume that Florian knows this, Esther.
You know village girls. They don't get much of a choice. Every other knave has a turnip for a brain, and if they don't, they're relatives. And then some young dandy turns up who writes her little poems. What's the poor girl to do? And this is how it ends. She should have stuck with the turnip heads.
Where can I find this Florian? I'd like to ask him a few questions.
He works in the engraver's workshop at the monastery craftsman's yard. And if he's not there, he'll be holed up like the rat he is in the cellar he rents from the baker. He's afraid of me, for sure.
What did the bailiff make of it?
Don't even get me started on that. He's another fine... I won't say what. I told him everything, but he says he won't do nothing about it.
How's that then?
He wouldn't tell me to my face, of course. But people here don't think much of us. There's some as reckon my Esther deserves what she got. Poor girl.
It sounds like you were close to Esther.
I loved her like my very own. She came to me as an orphan, like a wolf child she was. I raised her and taught her and gave her a job, and now she's gone. Who knows if she's even alive?
I'd like to know...
Goodbye.
Yeah.
God grant you health.
You look quite sprightly for an invalid. My name's Henry, and I'm making inquiries for Sir Radzig Kobyla.
And what do you want from me?
Straight to the point then. All right. I've been investigating counterfeit money, and the trail led me straight to you. Does the name Rapiter mean anything to you?
I don't know. Maybe?
Don't bother. I know you know him. You make the punch dice for the counterfeiters. How do you hand them over? Do you know where their workshop is?
I can't say anything. I'll deny everything and you've got nothing on me. No evidence, just accusations.
You just incriminated yourself.
One man's word against another. Like I said, I'll deny everything.
And do you really think that's going to help you? Your word means nothing. You've got the tools, the knowledge and the workshop. The only thing missing is a motive, but I'm guessing it's money.
I don't give a fuck about money.
So what then?
Those bastards kidnapped Esther. If I don't cooperate, they'll kill her.
Who is Esther?
My girl, of course. That scum took her right out of the bathhouse.
That doesn't begin to justify what you did.
I don't care. This isn't about me. Listen, I'll tell you everything, I promise. But only if I know that Esther's safe.
What, so I'm to go searching for her in the woods?
I know where they're keeping her, but nobody will help me. And what can puny little me do faced with those strapping great villains?
Very well. I'll bring back your Esther.
Really?
Yes, but then you have to tell me everything.
I will. I swear to God Almighty. Please, just bring her back to me. Nothing else matters.
Where are they keeping her?
In the Skalitz Hills. There are some abandoned cottages around the mines. That's where I saw her last. They took me there when I said they had to let me speak to her.
All right. I'll go there and try and think of something.
You're my saviour.
Don't get your hopes up. Anything could happen.
Take care.
do it! Bring it on!
What's going on there?
Hey.
The answer to my prayer. Just when I wanted to vent my rage on someone.
Quit it.
You.
Mart! Oh, he's run off again. Oh dear. Yeah! 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 Yeah!
Look what you're...
Hey, who's there?
To me? What's going on there? Hey, who's there? The answer to my prayers. Just when I wanted to vent my rage on someone.
You'll get what's for.
God. Gone weak at the knees, have Give
What's
up?
the matter?
Here.
You're dead.
Dear God, bring it on.
Please.
Tell me what you know.
Of course, of course.
Where's your workshop?
In the mines.
The mines are bloody enormous. I need a bit more than that.
It's in an abandoned shaft. Outside there's a camp, but I was only there once at night. When they wanted us at the workshop, we went the back way.
The back way?
Aye. Not too far from here, there's a ventilation shaft. We marked the tunnels with chalk.
That will take me all the way to the workshop.
It will. Just be sure to keep the markings on your right.
Got it. Who hired you?
A knight. His name's Jezek of Runov.
What do you know about counterfeiting money?
Hardly anything. I know they do it in the workshop and they make a bloody good job of it. I always double-check any coin I get from them.
And you don't know anything else?
No. We were hired near Kutenberg by that fellow Jezek. We were supposed to kidnap the girl and keep her here, that's all.
This Jezek, what can you tell me about him? Is he a nobleman?
So he claims. Sir Yezhik of Runov, he calls himself. I think he's from Moravia originally. The lad said he's a terror in those parts.
Yeah, I never would have guessed.
Margrave Jops had Runov Castle razed, though. It ain't nothing but a ruin now.
And what shall I do with you now?
You'll let me go, won't you? Of course you will. You gave me your word.
You begged for mercy. That can mean a lot of things.
Ha! I might have known. And what do you plan on doing with me?
I'm gonna let you go. You gave me what I wanted.
Thank you.
Mart! Oh, he's run off again. Oh dear.
Please, help me.
They won't hurt you now.
However did you find me?
Florian told me where they took you.
I'm a fool. I thought he was just a dandy, God knows why. And it turns out he's a villain in league with thieves. And a coward, too. This whole time he knew where I was.
It's not Florian's fault. He was terrified they'd do something to you. They had him over a barrel.
You're right. Poor Florian must have been more scared than me.
I'd say so.
We should probably set off.
I'll go with you. I'd hate to lose you on the way.
Sounded like... What in the... What's it to be, huh? What?
Good day.
I found that Esther of yours.
I know! Back already. How can I ever thank you?
By telling me all about the goings-on with Rapito.
They found me in the tavern one evening, caught me when I went to the ship pile. They started to badger me about working for them.
They?
Yes, Rapita. And a night they called Sir Yezhik.
And then what?
They explained what they wanted from me and I told them to sod off.
I'm guessing that didn't go down too well.
It wasn't all that bad. They just threw me on the dung heap and left. I thought it was just a drunkard's joke. But then they took Esther.
Where will I find Rapita?
He's usually wherever I am.
What does that mean?
He watches me. Everywhere I go. And when I'm at home, he sits on the bench in the square, watching my house.
So he's there now?
Hard to say. Sometimes I see him in the tavern on the green, buying supplies.
All right. At least I know where to start.
Why?
Because we have to lure him out. And besides, your master will surely be glad to see you.
I have my doubts.
Why didn't you tell anyone?
At first, I took it for a bad joke. And then, when they snatched Esther, there was nothing to be done.
I suppose I'd better go. I'd hate the bastard to get away.
Good luck. See you later.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
55, 6, 7,
Watch out! You've got it seared, Tom.
Oh, we need more charcoal. Out you go. Charcoal.
Out you go.
Hold it to me here. No. Here. Show me. Show me.
What do you want here? I don't know you.
I'm here at the command of the royal hetman, Sir Radzig Kabila.
Radzig Kobila, the king's hetman. I see.
I'm here to place you under arrest.
I gathered as much. And you came alone. Ha! Very daring of you, I must say.
I'll manage. Sometimes even a king can be deposed without an army.
So I'm a king now, and you want to dethrone me? By the way, who betrayed me?
The men who were holding the engraver's sweetheart.
I knew that was a blunder. What they did was bound to get noticed. Well, never mind. It was nice talking to you. The company down here hasn't been terribly convivial. But I hope you don't imagine I'm just going to follow meekly after you like a lamb to the slaughter.
And where would you want to go?
Anywhere. Anywhere else is preferable to Kobila's dungeon.
Really? You can't go to Moravia. The Margrave himself is after you there. And in Bohemia, the kings may change, but the coin remains, my friend.
What do you mean?
Whoever gets to be king, they can't afford to have someone forging money.
Do you think I'm doing this on my own?
No, but when the kingdom's back in order, and it'll be time to shut this little operation down, they'll be only too happy to let you take the blame. Counterfeiting money gets no clemency.
It doesn't matter. Kobila will string me up from the highest tree in any case.
Maybe, but you're very shrewd and very persuasive. And you might know a few things that are worth more than your life. It's up to you. Either you give yourself up and try to make a deal with Sir Radzig, or you'll be on the run for the rest of your life.
A deal with Sir Radzig? It's true they say he's a canny man.
If you cooperate, you stand a chance.
Oh, very well then. May as well climb straight into the maw of the beast.
So let's go. Master Fafar will be itching to ask you a few questions.
Good work, Henry.
Thank you, Master Fafar. It wasn't easy, I can tell you.
I'll take some men and have a good look around there.
And what should I do?
You should get some rest and go to Rattay. In the meantime, Sir Radzig will have this wretch questioned. Maybe he'll get something useful out of him.
All right. I'll see you in Rattay then.
Stick that weapon. God bless you.
I'd like to...
You'll have to wait a few days. Good luck then.
I finally found out where the Forger's workshop is. Master Fayfar was right. The Forgers are sticking close to the supply source. I found there's another way in, through some other galleries. They'll never expect anyone to come from behind. Still, even if I can take them by surprise...
I will be glad.
What's that?
Put that. Where are you putting it? Put it down there. Jesus Christ. Who are you and what are you doing here?
I'm here at the command of the royal hetman, Sir Radzig Kabila.
And who's he?
That's no concern of yours.
I'm sure we could come to some sort of agreement. I have plenty of coin.
We can come to an agreement that you'll keep your mouth shut. Please, don't take this personally.
Wait!
What? Do you want to do it? Be my guest. It gives me no pleasure.
You can't kill him. I have orders to take him to Rattay.
That is unfortunate. I have orders to kill everyone involved in this business.
You can't do that!
I have no choice, as you are aware.
Why do you want to kill him? He may have valuable information.
For that exact reason. My master does not wish this man to fall into the wrong hands, especially those of Radzig Kabila.
You can tell your lord the man is dead. He'll never find out.
But he will. Or do you think you can lock this man away from sight until Judgment Day?
Why not?
Do not be naive, boy. Look around you. This land swarms with rats and snakes, especially now. There is no secret that is not for sale. If I let you have him, my own head will be on a spike before the month is out.
You don't have to go back to the Rosenbergs.
How do you know about the Rosenbergs?
Master Fayfire recognized the writing on your letter of passage.
Just as I said, there is nothing safe from prying eyes in this land. And where would you suggest I go?
Into Sir Radzig's service. He needs people like you.
I serve Kabila. Out of the question. If he learned of all that I did for the Rosenbergs, he would hang me from the nearest tree. But you are right, I do not have to return to the Rosenbergs. In fact, I cannot.
Why not?
I am a knight without a crest, without allegiance. No one was meant to know whom I serve. If the Rosenbergs hear that I have been found out, they will see to it I vanish. They cannot afford to be associated with me.
Where will you go then?
Where the road takes me, as I have many times before. Farewell, Henry.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Please, please. I'm sure we can come to some sort of agreement.
You can talk all you like, but not here and not to me. Let's go. Let's go. Master Fayfire is very keen to meet you.
Good work, Henry.
Thank you, Master Fayfire. It wasn't easy, I can tell you.
I'll take some men and have a good look around there.
And what should I do?
You should get some rest and go to Rattay. In the meantime, Sir Radzig will have this wretch questioned. Maybe he'll get something useful out of him.
All right. I'll see you in Rattay then.
Greetings.
I'd like to
You've come too late, lad. We're all... Take care now.
Henry, I'm glad you came.
Good health to you. I'm glad. A nice...
Goodbye.
I've got some...
All right.
Can we do something?
Well... That's...
What do you...
I don't... All right, so...
I've got some good...
All right. Good luck then.
Can we do something?
Well...
Agree?
Aye. Look out.
God bless you.
I'd like to
All right.
Of course.
I'll write your name down. And I need to know what weapon.
Longsword.
Good. God be with you. The first combatant will be Yera of Benishov, called Kipper, a mercenary by profession. And he will face Henry of Skalitz from the company of Sir Radzig Kobyla. Let us wish the combatants luck. The combatants have entered the arena and the first duel may commence. We will witness a duel with longswords. The combatant who emerges victorious from the first round is Henry of Skalitz. Change weapons for the second bout. Our combatants will demonstrate their skills with short sword and shield.
Fuck it!
The first combatant will be Henry of Skalitz from the company of Sir Radzig Kobyla. And his adversary will be Calder o' the Tar, Catchbowl of the Ratai Bailiff. Let us wish the combatants luck. All is prepared for the first duel. We will witness a duel with longswords.
God damn! Ow. What's the matter?
And the winner of the first bout is Henry of Skalitz. The second bout will surely be no less exciting. This one may decide the winner. Our warriors will fight with hunting swords.
Fuck! Lost your wind.
The victor of the second duel is Colder o'er the Tower. As is customary, the weapons for the third bout have been chosen by our gracious Sir Hanush. Prepare to watch a fierce fight with axes and shields.
Shit!
With his second victory at the end of the third bout, the victor of this round is Henry of Skalitz. As victor in this round, he shall proceed to the next. Entering the arena now will be Henry of Skalitz from the company of Sir Radzig Kobyla. And he will face Coleman, man-at-arms of Sir Hanush of Laipa. Let us wish the combatants luck. And this very first bout will afford plenty of entertainment. We will witness a duel with longswords.
Way off. Bugger. Peace. Oh dear, did that hurt? Curse it!
That's the end of the first round of combat, and the victor is Henry of Skalitz. The second bout will surely be no less exciting. This one may decide the winner. Our combatants will demonstrate their skills with short sword and shield.
Jesus Christ!
Victor of the second duel is Henry of Skalitz. Lords and ladies, good men and good wives, you have just witnessed the final duel in today's Ratai tourney, for which we all owe gratitude to Sir Hanush of Laipa. All glory to the victor, Henry of Skalitz, man-at-arms in the company of Sir Radzig Kobyla. His prize will be given to him by our gracious Sir Hanush.
Here, Henry.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You've earned it. God be with you.
Yeah.
Good day.
Sir,
I know. You beat them all black and blue. You're a true warrior, Henry. Really. Even I was amazed at your performance. And thank you. You saved me from Uncle's legendary wrath. Here, I have something for you. I had it made just for you. It's no more than a hero like you deserves.
it's very kind of you, sir. I've got that necklace.
Excellent news! I'm not going to ask you how you did it. Here's a reward for you. Now you can carry on with your next task. I want you to sneak the jewellery into Carolina's trunk along with this letter.
Can't I just hand them to her?
You cannot! Under no circumstances must she find out who sent them. Otherwise the whole secret admirer ploy is fucked. Oh, and by the way, Henry, watch out for the butcher. He keeps a very close eye on his daughter, and if he catches you sniffing around, well, may all the saints preserve you. Once you've delivered the things, wait a day, and then come back and see me.
Yeah.
What's that?
Who's there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, lad. Don't you want a little wager on the ratte tourney? Good help.
About bet.
I'm glad. Bet's off then.
I've come for my win.
All right, there'll be another.
We'll see. Will you
Stop.
I want to.
You can't.
Well.
Goodbye.
Yeah. Yeah.
God be
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. I'll bring it right away.
I find Master Faith. Still.
Why do you want to kill him?
For that,
You can tell your...
but he
Why not?
do not. If I let,
You don't have to go back to the...
how do you?
Master Fayfire into Sarad.
I serve Kubila, but you are right. I do.
Why not?
I'm
Where will you go?
where the wherever.
Auf Wiedersehen. You can...
Good work, Henry.
Thank you, Master Fayfire. It wasn't easy, I can tell you.
I'll take some men and have a good look around there.
And what should I do?
You should get some rest and go to Rate. In the meantime, Sir Radzig will have this wretch questioned. Maybe he'll get something useful out of it. Yeah. Yeah.
God save. I have that cloth for you.
Ah.
Would you have any work for it?
Yes, I might have.
Do you plan to send me for some?
I want the recipe. The landlord in Ujits makes a brew that could earn a man a pretty sum of money. If only you'll go there and pinch his recipe. Although he can't read, he had the scribe write it down for him. But you'll have to hunt around for the sheet.
I can't see you hanging up your miller's apron and starting to brew beer.
Fine. Just don't... Goodbye.
Yeah! Marius, there's work to be done.
Good choice. Come with me.
We're gonna build.
Indeed.
I'm ready.
I'll just... We've got what...
Look what you're...
There's work to be done.
And we'll take a look at the site.
We're gonna build.
Right.
I'm ready.
I'll just... We've got what...
I've decided what to build.
All right. I'll muster the labour. Come with me.
We're going to build here?
Right here.
I'm ready.
We've got...
Marius, there's work to be done.
Good choice. Come with me.
We're going to build...
Indeed.
I'm ready.
I'll just... We've still...
Master Bale.
Master Bale.
Focusing the baker, Sylvester, is giving short weight.
Nonsense. I weigh every loaf again right in front of the customer if they ask for it.
That seems sensible.
Well, the price was originally set for bigger loaves.
Well, true, they're smaller now, but they weigh just as much.
I can't deny it. I checked the weight myself.
Well, what are you putting in the bread? Lead?
Just flour from the wheat you ordered. Though I'm damned if I know why I'm baking white bread for folk that are used to eating even acorns.
How do you weigh the bread?
On the scales I brought here, how else?
And why do you think they're accusing you?
There's always folk like that. Nothing but gall, it is.
I've decided. We'll get municipal scales, then the villagers can check the weight whenever they have doubts.
But that's not necessary, Master Bailiff. My customers can check the weight on my scales whenever they want. Besides, good scales don't come cheap.
True enough. Mechanism itself is nothing complicated. But casting precise weights according to the original in Talmberg is no easy matter.
We made scales in Skalitz. Maybe I can help with that.
Are you sure?
Aye. Me and Pa forged scales for weighing silver. That's got to be a lot more precise than for a loaf of bread.
Excellent. I'm all for it.
Sacre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Henry, I'm glad you came. Oh.
Sir Divish, I finished the assignment you gave me. Pribyslavitz is up and running once more, and making money. And the church is as good as new.
Indeed? That's excellent news. I can't wait to see it for myself.
Of course. We can go right away.
Take care.
Welcome to Pribyslavitz.
Well now, I've heard some report, but to see it with my own two eyes. Beautiful.
Me and Marius did our best.
As you saw on the way here, the village is prospering, trade is booming, and the villagers are doing well.
I saw the new buildings as we were riding in. You've both done a magnificent job. I owe you my gratitude and commendation.
Thank you, sir.
How did you manage it so quickly?
We had to clear the woods and the ruins of the former buildings.
I arranged supplies of building materials and victuals from traders nearby.
Thanks to which we were able to build what you see here today.
And the church here has become the dominant feature of the whole village.
I'm especially proud of our church.
Indeed, you have plenty to be proud of. Thank you both. I can say wholeheartedly that you have not disappointed me. On the contrary, you have exceeded my expectations.
It's been an honor.
I quite concur.
Master Marius, I'd like you to stay on in the village. As soon as things have settled in the province, we can begin with the expansion as planned.
As you wish, my lord.
As for you, Henry, as I promised, you shall continue to have the income from the village, as well as the bailiff's office.
Thank you, my lord.
I thank you, Henry. Few could manage what the two of you have achieved here.
What do you want? You've no business here. Is something the matter?
What in the... Jeez, by all that's holy! Watch out! There's a thief here! Thief! I see a thief! Good!
You! Stop right where you are!
Stop! Here!
Someone ripped... You should have thought...
Look.
Well, I thought...
What do you want here? Hop it, or I'll call a guard. Can I help?
Yeah.
Well, Henry, it cost me a lot of effort, but it seems I've finally succeeded in making a half-decent warrior out of you.
I delivered the things as you asked.
I already know. My spies told me everything. She was wearing the necklace this morning, as I asked in the letter.
So you'll go to the rendezvous with?
Certainly not. I'm not going to pounce on her like a bull in rutting season. Her feelings must be allowed to mature gradually. Meanwhile, you'll get a potion for me.
I thought you didn't believe in witches.
This is no witch's brew. It's an absolutely tried and tested elixir called Musk of Infinite Allure. There's a fellow in Sassau who sells it, and he guarantees its success.
Musk of Infinite Allure?
I'm sure I can rely on you. God be with you. Ah.
God, stop that right now! Are you out of your mind?
Hey, you! Halt!
All right, you win!
Sir, you have seen this death.
Damn it. Here's your...
All right, and since I trust you as...
Yeah.
There's the man.
Thank you, sir.
I tell you to take a well-earned rest, but unfortunately I need one more thing from you.
Whatever you command.
Jezek refuses to talk to us. The stubborn bastard's asking to see you.
Me?
Indeed. Normally I'd send for Captain Burner to beat it out of him, but then I told myself that if he's so keen to speak to you...
I'll try to get something out of him. Where is he? Very well, sir.
Well, finally, I've had...
Why do you want to talk to me of all...
You brought me here. You should consider it an honor.
If hanging around in a damp dungeon with a condemned man is your idea of honor...
You're not seeing the bright side. You can be the one who uncovers a conspiracy against the king for your master. You don't get an opportunity like that every day. It did cross my mind, though, that it might be nice to get some assurances for my cooperation. After all, I'm the one the Margrave unjustly declared the scourge of the land and expelled from Moravia. They even pulled my beautiful castle down. It was the necessity of making a living that forced me to take some liberties.
Do you really want to question the authority of the Margrave?
I've always been loyal to the crown, but what can I do when the Margrave stole my fief?
That's not why we're here. I don't care about your conflict with the Margrave. It's your crimes against the king I'm worried about. The king you say you've always been so loyal to.
Very well, ask me anything you want. I won't be obstructive.
What I want to know most of all is who's behind it. Who are you making those forgeries for?
Do you think I couldn't have handled it all myself?
I'm not trying to insult you. It's just not a job one man could do alone.
All right, the way it began was I was short of coin, as usual. So I let those crimps in Sasau recruit me.
Recruit you into what?
I didn't inquire too much. In this business, you don't ask too many questions. But when they found out I wasn't just anybody, they put me in charge of the counterfeiting. A foreigner by the name of Eric gave me instructions. But for sure, he isn't the chief. And there's someone highly placed at the monastery who's mixed up in it too. But I don't know who.
How did you come to hear of all this business?
I met some old friends in Colleen a few months ago. And they said they were heading for Sasau, that armed men were being recruited, and they'll hire anyone.
Old friends? Who were they?
Just a couple of brigands. We used to ambush the Margrave's messengers in Moravia together.
Nice friends you keep.
I was in dispute with the Margrave. A man in my position finds himself mixed up with all sorts.
And then what?
Rapota and I had been living off stale crusts for a month, so I wasn't going to turn down the chance of work, honest or otherwise. We rode to Sasau and met with the recruiters. It didn't take long to realize I was a nobleman fallen on hard times, not some common peasant.
Can you get to the point?
Well, they introduced me to this Eric, and he told me what was needed. They set up the workshop, got the men, the supplies, everything.
Crimps? You're telling me this Eric is recruiting armed men in Sasau?
Well, it seems so. I was giving the recruiters some of the coins to do it. The fake ones, of course.
Where can I find the recruiting gang?
That's tricky. It was my friends who led me to them. We met with them in the woods next to Sasau. It's about who you know, as always.
You said you gave them money. Where was that?
They'd ride to the mine gallery to see me. I don't suppose you'd find them there now.
If you say so. This Eric, you reckon he's not the one in charge?
He puts on airs, but he's just a naive young pup. And he's always going on about his lord, though he never mentioned him by name.
Where can I find this Eric? You must have had some meeting place.
He used to come to the workshop unannounced. And after what's happened, I doubt he'll be showing his face there again.
This highly placed person at the monastery, what can you tell me about him?
I've no idea who he is, only that he's no small fry. After all, he handles the exchange of the forgeries in Passau.
I see. Is there anything else at all you can tell me about him?
No, he was supposed to supply me with materials too, but he backed out. Eric said he probably got cold feet.
That'll do me for the moment.
Will you put in a word for me with Sir Radzig? I'll swear allegiance to him if he'll have me. I'm sick of being a renegade.
I can try, but I can't promise you anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what have you learned?
All sorts of things. There's some foreigner called Eric behind the counterfeiting ring, and someone highly placed at the monastery.
The monastery? Really?
That's what Jezek claimed.
So it's worse than I thought. If this is true, we'll have to proceed with the utmost caution.
Why? Can't we just go to the monastery to investigate?
No. If the church is truly involved, I have no authority.
So what will you do?
I'll have to think about it. It won't be an easy nut to crack. I'll have to consult with Hanush. And what of this Eric? Who is he?
I don't know, but he's recruiting armed men in Sasau and forming an army.
Damn. So it looks like Pribyslavitz wasn't the end of it.
It most certainly wasn't, sir. And what's more, Sir Jezek is convinced this Eric is only a go-between, and there's someone bigger behind him.
You should return to Sasau and take a closer look at those recruiters. If they're going to attack, we must find out sooner than last time.
It might not be as straightforward as that. Sir Jezek didn't know them and has no idea how to find them.
You'll have to manage somehow, my lad. Don't tell me there's an armed force amassing here and nobody knows anything. Go to Sasau and try to find them.
Oh. I know Miller Simon at the Sasau mill.
There you are. Millers usually know what's going on behind the scenes. Go there and talk to him. Whatever you do, be careful, Henry. And best not mention my name. It would attract unwelcome attention. What we want is for the crimps to take you for just another village lad they can lure into their gang.
All right, sir. I'll try to blend in as best I can.
I know I'm asking a lot of you, but I know of no one else who could help as much as you can now.
Sir, there's one more thing. Sir Jezek went with me without resistance, because I promised him he could come to an agreement with you.
My boy, my boy. You make promises in my name? That could turn out very badly for both of us. But, if it can prevent bloodshed, why the hell not? We may well come to some arrangement after all, but I can't say yet what will become of him. You'd better run along.
As you command, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you read it?
Oh, Henry, it's a marvellous book. Wonderful, really. I've found what we need, but it won't be easy. The spell must be said over the grave of the person preventing his soul from resting in eternal peace, while burning something from the house he lived in.
Ugh, of course. It couldn't be something easy, could it?
Who said meddling with the dead would be a walk in a rose garden? You'll probably have to ask your widow a few more questions. Once you know everything, get something from his house, and find the grave of the person that's preventing him from resting in peace. Then come see me, and we'll get to banishing that ghost.
Jesus, and I thought the living were troublesome. Well, well.
Ah, the prodigal son returns. I knew you'd come back to me one day.
Let me guess. You saw it in a dream?
I knew you were going to say that.
But I had a divine revelation. That next time I won't be around to pull you out of the shit.
Oh, well, I am sorry. But these things are sent to try our fortitude in the face of adversity.
I'd like to try your fortitude. I've heard you know...
Ah, naturally! Musk of infinite allure. An age-old recipe, maybe even older. Tested by Moses himself.
Moses?
How do you think he managed to get his people to follow him through the desert for 40 years? It's extremely potent.
Yeah, so it would seem.
Who do you take me for? The wisdom of the ancients isn't something that's bought and sold in the marketplace. But since you ask...
What? That much? You're a crook.
As King Solomon said, honesty is for those who can afford it. If you like, I can mix the elixir for you.
Oh, not again.
Now, is that any tone to use with your master? For shame.
Apologies, master. I was carried away by my...
I understand you're impatient.
And leads out the... About that recipe.
Yes,
Yes, I need it right away.
I understand.
But I won't be drinking it.
God be with
So what?
Ah, my dear apprentice. They say they don't trust. Does this look... I'm an honest trader, and any time now the slanderous gossip will spread here from Sassau. So what's needed is to give the...
I'm not going to go around beating people for you.
What do you take me for? We must gently demonstrate to them the necessity of buying my remedies.
Revenant?
The dead return from the grave, a corpse that the soul is unable to depart from.
Yeah, I saw something like that once. But it was just some drunk going home from the tavern after losing all his money at dice.
Don't make light of such things.
Garlic and a crucifix should be enough, right?
Those are things everyone should have, to repel malign spirits and other evils. You are my trained apprentice, but the ignorant villager is entirely at a loss how to deal with such dark forces.
And how do you propose to do that?
Well, they're all doubting Thomases. We'll need a grave. There's one along the way to Sassau.
What's that?
Well...
Not entirely. What is that?
You'll have to dig it up first.
I'll have nothing to do with it. Give the job to someone with no human decency.
But you're... Take care.
What's this about?
I knew...
But that's a sin.
Refusing to help the needy is also a sin.
My conscience is clear where your stomach is concerned.
The grave is not in hallowed ground, so just out of...
Why this particular grave?
The locals don't like to talk about it, so...
Well, if that's how it is, we could open old wounds.
Then it would be best if no one could connect us to it, wouldn't it?
I'll need a spade then.
Yes. Dig it up and remove the remains.
And what am I to do with the
Keep them. Human remains are always handy to have around.
Great. And how do we spread the word of this revenant?
There's a gossip in every village. Here too, a woman...
And what am I to tell?
All you have to do is casually mention the empty grave, and before evening, I'll wait.
Where does this woman...
The last house on the left, on the road to Sassau. She was the first person I met here, and by the time I reached the village green, I already had a mob looking suspiciously at me. The rumour-mongering fishwife.
And that's all?
Not quite. You should ask her who was buried there.
So, dig up the grave, talk to the gossip.
And the remains. Don't forget to remove them.
I might have known any task for Capon would turn into some insane escapade. Grave robbing. Jesus.
See you later.
I saw the apothecary and he reckons that ghost of yours is quite a problem.
You think I don't know that? Last night I didn't get a wink of sleep. I lay in my bed, tossing and turning, just...
And did he come?
For a long while it seemed like nothing would happen. My poor heart nearly stopped. When will this all end?
To get rid of him, we need to cast a spell over the grave of the person who's preventing him resting in peace. You haven't already picked out a gravesite for yourself, have you?
No. Henry, the truth is, I haven't told you the whole story.
Well, who is it then?
Alois had a wife. Her name was Lada, and she was a proper shrew, shrieking at him from sunrise to sunset. He never spent a single pleasant day with her. They must have fought like dogs.
Terrifying. But go on.
When Alois died, Lada lost her mind. She spent days running about the woods near Talmberg, completely witless, until one day they found her body deep in the woods. Her hair was all pulled out, her face scratched up with her own fingernails. They buried her there, where they found her.
I'll ask around. For the spell, I'll need something from the house where the spirit once lived.
It's north of here, to the left of the road from Ledechko. But there's not much left of it these days except ash and weeds.
Oof. I don't need to know anything else. I can head off now. Everything burned to the ground. So where can I find something that belonged to the dead? I'll take some of these pieces of charred wood. That should do.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
God be with you, good wife.
Heavens no. It's quiet here, unlike some other places.
And what about that empty grave?
What empty grave?
The one beyond the village, alongside the road to Sasau. Just by the river, on the Pine Headland.
How would you know it's empty? Unless it was dug up.
Oh, it's dug up, all right. Freshly. And empty. I saw it with my own 2 eyes.
Lord in heaven. What in the name of...
How come it's not in hallowed ground, anyway? Only unrepentant sinners are buried like that. Usually.
I don't like to say. It's an old wound that's best forgotten.
Whose grave is it?
Well, once a long time ago, there was always a lot of charcoal burners here, but this fellow worked alone.
No one wanted to work with him, or what?
Oh, he was a hard-headed fellow who...
I can understand that. It's always better to work for yourself than break your back for someone else.
His wife was expecting, though no one knew it yet.
Well, thieving is wrong.
Aye, but when there's a child on the way and your wife hasn't the strength to get out of bed for the hunger...
And did he get caught?
Well, at first it was just a few eggs going missing from people's hen coops.
And I suppose he was harshly punished for...
Even then he didn't let on why he was doing it. They whipped the skin off his back and banished him from Levichkot.
So justice was done?
It wasn't enough for some folk. When the butcher found out he'd never get any compensation, he wanted them to chop off the charcoal burner's hands.
Well, he got off lightly enough then.
And in the end, he got what was coming to him.
The butcher caught up with him?
No. It was the mills of God turning slowly but surely.
I'm sorry to hear that. But at least he knew they were gone to a better place.
True, lad.
Nothing could have been done to save them.
There was no one there. They say on that day, he parted ways with God forever.
The Lord moves in mysterious ways.
Don't ask me that, lad.
Sorry, good wife. Let's leave it be.
Thanks, lad.
Yeah.
Rare merchandise from all over the world. The relics of saints from Italy.
I know who was buried in that grave.
So begins
Oh, don't start. What devil? He was from Ledechko. He was trying to eke out a living for himself and his wife, but he couldn't manage. When she...
Pride drove him from the straight and narrow...
They caught him and punished him, but some of the people he'd robbed didn't think it was enough. Then when his wife died in childbirth, and the child too, he
But when the time came to pay his... The charcoal burner cursed God, who struck him down in righteous vengeance. He came back as a revenant.
Jesus, did you listen to what I said at all?
Sorry, did you say something?
Oh, never mind. What do you want me to do with it?
Well, the question is, what would the revenant do to get revenge on the villagers?
The gossip mentioned the butcher. It seems he was infuriated that the charcoal burner's punishment was too lenient.
And the revenant spoiled their meat with his malign touch.
How's that?
Spoiled meat is a classic example of a revenant's power.
Huh. I thought it was the work of bad butchers.
That too.
So, I should switch the good meat for bad at the butcher's. What about the butcher woman?
What about her?
Well, her conscience is still troubled on account of her man, and she feels haunted.
What's that got to do with you?
Well, I want to help her.
All right. If you can find some other solution, you don't have to switch the meat. But make sure it's the same kind of meat. Not even a revenant will turn a cow into a chicken.
He was stealing food from people.
We should steal from people?
Maybe just a few eggs from hen coops.
Well, that wouldn't be too serious a sin.
They would, if I put some charcoal there instead.
And their nourishment he turned into ash.
What about his wife and child?
Well, how did they die?
In childbirth.
And when his love turned to rage, nothing too original. But it's tried and tested. If you do it at the baths, everyone will hear of it.
How am I supposed to do that? It might be a bit suspicious if I'm
No problem. There's a...
He cursed God. That's very serious.
What is it that most brings God to mind?
They don't have a church there. But everyone will have a rosary.
That's it! If folks start losing their rosaries...
You want me to steal rosaries?
Or just exchange...
For what?
For nothing.
Great.
So, switch eggs for charcoal, switch the meat, color the water in the baths, and switch the rosaries. I hope so. Of course, if you come up with anything else, don't let me hold you back. Talking to people might give you ideas.
Well, what if someone sees me in...
They mustn't. Otherwise, it'll end up like Sasau all over again. Don't draw attention to yourself.
Sure. And how will I know if I've succeeded?
I'll be the first to know. They'll come running to me for a remedy, like hens at feeding time. Off you go and...
But whatever he did, don't you think he deserves some peace?
Dear Henry, after all the poor wretch went through, I'd say he's beyond any peace.
Well, he certainly won't have any as long as I'm carrying his bones around with me.
Ah, but you know who those remains could help.
Help?
Me, of course.
But there is...
Not yet.
Maybe I should bury him somewhere else.
What are you saying? That would be such a waste.
Well, supposing I do it later, when the fuss has died.
All right, if you must.
At least the poor wretch...
Maybe. As long as you bury him in hallowed ground. Otherwise, you're wasting your time.
Like in Ratai?
Well, that's probably the nearest. That gossip-mongering crone would know.
True, I could have...
If you must. But for heaven, God be with you.
But what about the dead... What?
The bones of a revenant.
All right.
Splendid. Revenant. Good luck, then.
What's the recipe for that potion?
You mean...
Well...
Pay close attention.
I'm all ear.
How once there was a knight. He fell, but he was afraid. The people... This, the anguish... Their...
I thought...
it is...
What on earth for?
So I don't...
All right.
I can't remember.
Great. So...
You'll figure it out, my... But I know it was a simple recipe. It should be enough to grind the ingredients and brew them together for one turn. So, all you have to do is work...
Sure. Why make things simple? What's the recipe?
Pay closer...
I'm all ears.
How love... Once there was a knight who... He fell in love with a fragile young maid, whom he saw with her sisters in a field, all wearing bright... But he was afraid his prickly exterior would frighten her. So... The pious knight told him he would arrange a rendezvous with the maid. All three would drink wine together by the river, and he would help his friend to get acquainted with her. This they did, but the maid fell in love instead with the pious knight. The stern knight was enraged and challenged his rival to a duel. The two fought long and fiercely, but they were equally matched. And so, anguished at the tragedy her beauty had caused, the young maid took a dagger from one of the knights and plunged it into her own heart. Their bodies lay together on the ground, and the blood flowed from them into the river, turning the waters crimson.
So?
What? You've already started?
That's still not...
You've... Goodbye.
I hope I can...
I hear there's a grave in the wood.
You mean where they buried that madwoman? They say on some nights her ghost wanders the woods. But you'll find the grave when you head up to the woods and keep some way off to the right from the stream. It's hard enough to see in daylight.
Thanks.
If I were you, I wouldn't go looking for it. Goodbye.
Baked fruits fresh from the oven. Come get 'em.
made from magical herbs plucked